Being an Inquisitor taught me no setback is too great. When you've already lost yourself, a limb's easy.
Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we're looking at 10 hidden secrets in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
At least we have the high ground.
With a sequel officially on the way, it's time to look back at the coolest hidden details and Easter eggs in Respawn's fantastic Star Wars game. What's your favorite Easter egg in Fallen Order? And how excited are you to continue Cal's story? Let us know in the comments.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Obi-Wan's message.
Hold on, wait a minute. A hollow what?
It's been interesting to see how projects within the current Star Wars canon have connected. As it takes place only a few years after Order 66, Fallen Order sees former Jedi Padawan Cal Kestis in hiding. But as we know, he was far from the only one. At a certain point, Cal opens the holocron of newfound ally Sira.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen.
Inside is a message from Obi-Wan Kenobi, which begins to detail the fall of the Republic and the Jedi. Obi-Wan's opening lines are the same as a longer message heard in the first episode of Star Wars Rebels, which premiered in 2014. It's a neat Easter egg for those who watched the show, and a cool way to have them both connect.
This message is a warning and a reminder for any surviving Jedi.
Tarful.
Glad you made it. This is Chieftain Tarful.
Even those unfamiliar with Star Wars know Han Solo's Wookiee best friend, Chewbacca. But there are a handful of other important Wookiees seen throughout the franchise. One who pops up in Fallen Order is Tarful, the chieftain on Kashyyyk, who aids Saw Gerrera in his fight against the Empire. This isn't Tarful's first appearance, however. He was seen in Revenge of the Sith, defending his home from Separatist forces.
Palpatine thinks General Grievous is on Utapau.
He would appear again later, or canonically earlier, in the Clone Wars animated series. Here, he'd rescue Chewie from the moon Wasca, where he'd been taken to be hunted for sport. Although, he also rescued Ahsoka Tano and her younglings. Perhaps we'll see Tarful again in the game's sequel. A Son's Tribute. Not every Easter egg is a connection between different pieces of Star Wars media. On the planet Ilum, if you climb to the very top of the Jedi Temple entrance, you'll find a memorial for a Jedi Master named Mar T. Camron. Interacting with it will unlock a databank entry for the character, which tells you he used to meditate at this site and reflect on his life. In reality, this memorial is for level designer Nicholas Cameron's late father, Martin Cameron.
He returned at points throughout his life to contemplate his many adventures and trials.
Nicholas's father also worked as an artist for several games, including Star Wars' own X-Wing vs. TIE Fighter, a 90s space combat game for PC. It's a touching tribute, made even more so since both father and son got to work within the Star Wars universe. The Ninth Sister's right hand.
Found you again!
You're done hurting this world.
I don't know what's got second sister thinking you're so important.
Throughout Jedi Fallen Order, Cal is hunted by the Inquisitors, a group of Force-sensitive villains whose purpose is to dispose of any remaining Jedi. This wasn't their first appearance, nor would it be their last. But a boss fight against one of them holds a pretty cool Easter egg, albeit one that frequently appears throughout Star Wars. At the end of the boss fight with the Ninth Sister, Cal cuts off her right hand. She then joins a long list of characters who have had appendages sliced off, including Mace Windu, Anakin, and Luke Skywalker. This isn't the only running Star Wars gag referenced, as a variation on the classic line, "I have a bad feeling about this," is said by Cal to the second sister.
I had a bad feeling I'd see you here.
Venator Crash Site. At a certain point in the story, Cal gets to explore the wreckage of a massive ship on Zepho. It holds a ton of optional collectibles and secrets, but the ship itself is an Easter egg. Casual players may not have realized it, but the ship is that of the Venator class.
He's on the run! After him, now!
We've seen these ships before. Specifically, the Venator class Star Destroyers are some of the most famous ships in Star Wars lore. Not only did we see them a lot in Revenge of the Sith, but they were seen in multiple episodes of the Clone Wars. As they were the main warships used by the Galactic Republic during the Clone Wars, it was neat to see one included here. George Lucas's direction.
So it was finding somebody who could hold her own against strong actors, and still.
Star Wars fans obviously owe a lot to George Lucas for building the world we're still obsessing over. But when it comes to directing his actors, he apparently wasn't one to give many notes. One of the ones he would frequently give while making A New Hope was for the actors to play a scene faster and more intense. It became a running joke on set, but has managed to become a well-known factoid amongst the die-hard fans.
So it was a very complicated procedure that took like 9 months to go through. So it wasn't just a that's the one kind of thing. It was a very arduous.
Some of those fans clearly work at Respawn, as they included an Easter egg that references it. During Cal's flashbacks to training with his master, Jaro Tapal, one of the notes the Jedi can be heard giving is faster, more intensity.
Faster, more intensity.
The Lasat.
No!
Speaking of Cal's Jedi Master, the character of Jaro Tapal is actually an Easter egg. Or, at least, his race is. Tapal is a member of the Lasat, a powerful and agile race that was once thought to have been driven to near extinction due to the Empire.
I will seal the blast doors, but if any cross your path, do not hesitate.
The most famous Lasat is Zeb Orrelios from Star Wars Rebels, who marks the first appearance of the race in the current canon. However, the origins of the Lasat stretch back much further.
I will find you on Braca.
Their appearance was inspired by early concept art from Ralph McQuarrie for Chewbacca. This wasn't the first time unused Star Wars concept art was repurposed for a later design, but it's nevertheless a very cool detail. Starkiller Base. As we saw in The Force Awakens, Starkiller Base was an evolution of the Death Star's incredibly destructive capabilities. It was able to, and did, decimate several planets before the Resistance was able to destroy it. In Fallen Order, you actually see the beginnings of the weapon, which was really a planet. If you return to Ilum after finishing its quests, you can see the Empire has begun digging a gigantic trench along the center of the planet. Beginning its mining operation that would eventually see it turned into the First Order's base. The planet had long been used by the Jedi in a rite of passage for younglings to collect Kyburn crystals to build their lightsabers. Realizing how things turned out is a cool yet somewhat tragic Easter egg. A Yoda figurine. There are a couple of references to Yoda in Fallen Order, and even a reference to Master Yaddle. One Yoda Easter egg that is exceptionally difficult to reach can be found in the Tomb of Al-Ram on Zepho. Located behind a ramp, you'll see a climbable wall with a doorway above it. Before you can reach it, you'll have to make sure the giant spheres of the previous room's puzzle are in the right spot. Afterwards, jumping across the pit will take some patience as the timing has to be perfect for you to make it. Inside, you'll find a bunch of low-poly renderings of various creatures in the game, and one Yoda figurine. Why? Who knows, but it's still a cool Easter egg. Order 66. The fallout of the events in Revenge of the Sith are felt throughout Fallen Order, so the developers hit a couple of references to the movie within the game.
At least we have the high ground.
Such as a stormtrooper line that calls back to Obi-Wan having the high ground.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
One reference to Episode 3 that was undoubtedly missed by the majority of us comes early in the game. During the dream sequence at the beginning, Cal is cut off from his friend Proth. Trying to open the door in your way will get you nowhere. However, if you try to open it 66 times, you'll get Darth Sidious's famous line, "Execute Order 66.
Execute Order 66.
We're not sure why Respawn chose to include the line here, but it was likely an awesome moment for those who discovered it.
Execute Order 66.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.